Good morning and welcome back, friends, to FinClasses. Today we'll look into the fundamentals of computer networks. First we'll try to understand what is a network, and then we'll go into the types of networks. Let us move into next slide. The basics of computer network. The computer network is a system basically that connects numerous independent computers in order to share information and resources. The integration of computers and other different devices allow users to communicate more easily. The best example is when you go to a network internet cafe, you see more number of computers are connected to single printer and single modem. So that is where we are basically sharing the resources as well as sharing communication information. Computer networks in the basic sense works using nodes and links. What are nodes? Data communication equipment is simply termed as nodes. Examples are modems, hub switches, and whereas links in computer networks can be referred to as a connection between two nodes. That is a modem and a hub or switch or a computer or a printer. In between, if something is connecting these two, then it is called a link. And these two individually are called nodes. We have different types of links and cable wires, optical fibers, and etc. So let us first try to understand the types of networks. Network can be divided into based on area of coverage, based on types of communication, based on the architecture of the network. Let us move to the next slide to understand what are these things. The basics basically we have three types of networks under area covered. So first one is local area network, LAN we call it as. Basically this covers around, it's a domestic network, current covers around a area of 10 kilometers or something like that. A, take an example of a university network. Take if you are in somewhere in Hyderabad or somewhere, so it could be a Usmania University or it could be a JNTU. So a network connecting all the computers, resources, shared resources and everything is called a LAN. It could be a single office, building or a campus. In simple sense, we can have two PCs and one printer in home office, and it can extend throughout the company and include audio and video devices. And coming to understand, let us go first for metropolitan area network, what it is. The third one that we are talking about. First we'll understand MAN, metropolitan area network. MAN refers to network that covers the entire city. The best example is cable television network. So this is metropolitan area network. But even this metropolitan area networks are right now not very much used because we got DTH services for cable television and all, right? But in remote areas, suburban areas, villages, still there are cable television networks in the same network configuration. And now coming to wide area network. Wide area network itself refers to a network that connects countries or continents. The best example is internet. So through fiber optics cables under the sea, the internet is being distributed or is being provided or is being generated throughout the world. So this is the best example of wide area network. Once it reaches India, then there are a lot of means to reach your home. You can directly take a small mobile modem or something, or you can directly take connections from the fiber optics, maybe Reliance or maybe different cables, Hathaway and all these things, right? So wide area interconnects devices such as switches, routers, modems across the world. So hope this is helpful. Let us move to the next category of networks that are based on types of communication. So here we can see three types of communication, networks based on communication. So the first one is point to point, where networking is a type of data networking that establishes direct link between two working nodes. So we have already seen what is a node, right? There are two different ending or starting points which are called nodes, and which connects these two is called a link. Nodes and link we have understood in the first slide, right? So a direct link between two devices, so two computers and a printer, is known as point to point communication. Simple. And there is multi-point communication. If you can see the system central, or you can usually call it a server, and system peripheral is nothing but these are computers or maybe devices like printers and other hardware devices. If they are connected like this, then it is called multi-point. It is one in which more than two specific devices share links. In the multi-point environment, the capacity of the channel is shared either specially or temporarily. If several devices can use the link simultaneously, it is called spatially shared connection. Okay. So we're not going much deep into these networking modules, but it is required to basics of understanding for a manager. Let us look into broadcast network. In broadcast networks, a single method in which numerous parties can hear single sender. The best example is the FM radio that you will be using in your cars and all this, right? You will be listening. So a single sender is sending the information, radio stations, and multiple people and numerous people are listening to it. Or it is a simple DTH or TV, from TV tower or direct to home. The signals are being sent to different TVs across the globe. So which is called broadcast network. The radio station is a sender of the data or signal in this scenario, for example, and data is only intended to travel in one direction. We are not able to communicate back with the radio station. That is different. Programs and where you call from a mobile and all these things, that is different. But there is no direct communication between radio signal coming from the radio station towards you and from you to the back to the radio station. So this is one-way communication, right? So these are the simple examples, and let us move to networks based on the type of architecture. So there are again three types of architecture, the standard things. One is P2P, a peer-to-peer based network, peer-to-peer. So basically what happens is computers with similar capabilities and configurations are referred to as peers, right? Even in when you are working in a company, so your colleagues are in the same designation are usually called as peer, right? In the same way, having same configuration for computers is they are called peers. So these are connected to each with internet without the use of central server. Now you don't see any server here, and files can be shared directly between systems over the network. This is the best example. Even your mobile phones, you can share the files to Bluetooth, right? Even that could be a peer-to-peer based network system, but not. And if you use WhatsApp and all these in different types of communication, but they use basically in between there would be WhatsApp server. But when you come to server-based network, these usually are called client-server networks. Each computer or process on the network is either a client or a server. The client asks for services from the server. The client asks for services from the server, and which server usually provides information. Servers are high performance computers or processors that manage disk drives, file servers, and or printers or network traffic servers. Understood? Then let us move to hybrid networks. The name itself says that hybrid network is it's a combination of peer-to-peer and server-based network. Example, torrents. Many of you know, like watching streaming movies you would be watching on internet, right? The torrent sites and all. What they do is basically it's a peer-to-peer come server-based network. So it can download very fast, right? It uses the same technology that if a person has downloaded a movie somewhere else in the world, it uses the same configurations and techniques to download it here. It uses the same thing. So it will be download will be very fast. So those are called hybrid networks. So hope you understood the basics of networking fundamentals. The next we'll move to computer topology, network topology. Thank you.